Hello everybody, it's Joe here and welcome back to my F1 22 My Team Career Mode campaign. We're here at Baku off the Caspian Sea for round 6 of this Season 2 campaign. So far so good this season. We seem to be gaining momentum and we've got some good points again from Spain. I do feel like there was a result left on the table, but these things happen sometimes. We're moving now forwards to this weekend, and I've started what I thought was a pretty decent qualifying lap. But as it turns out, it really wasn't that strong at all, so we really needed to dig deep if we were going to get out of Q1 and find something more, and we did find it. I mean, I'm up 7/10 on this lap alone. Baku is one of those circuits where you can gain so much time just by playing Dare just that little bit more, but the problem with playing Dare is you get it an inch wrong, you're in the wall. It was P12 anyway for the first part of qualifying. Q2, I've gone all out, but I'll be honest, I just wasn't feeling the flow of this lap at all. It just didn't feel like it was the one, and we're now sprinting towards the line. Are we going to be able to get into the top 10? No, we are outside, and we qualify P13 for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. It's a little disappointing, but we got a race ahead of us, so I think there are opportunities that can come to us.
A warm welcome to you from Azadlik Square, heart of Baku, and home, of course, of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. With high speeds, tight corners, and few runoff zones, many are expecting a safety car here today. So our drivers will have to stay very much on their toes and hopefully out of the barriers. The Baku City Circuit measures roughly 6 kilometers and is made up of 20 corners and 2 DRS zones. The circuit winds around the narrow city, through the old town, and even brushes against the city's medieval walls. However, as beautiful as the setting is, this track is also a ferocious technical challenge, where the smallest of mistakes could lead to catastrophic consequence for any one of our drivers. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday and he'll start from pole position. And it's Fernando Alonso alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Norris, George Russell and Perez, Sainz, Leclerc, Albon and Kevin Magnussen, Oscar Piastri, Mick Schumacher, Joker and Latifi, Tsunoda, Ocon, Guan Yu Zhou and Pierre Gasly, Vettel, Drugovich, Ticktum, and Lance Stroll brings the grid to a close. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head down trackside for today's race. Right then, the formation lap gets underway here on the streets of Baku. I suspect the drivers today will be very mindful of that narrow uphill section around the Old Town Wall. It requires pinpoint accuracy and perhaps, more crucially, courage. So as all the cars take their positions on the grid, the teams will be hoping their strategies pay off for them in today's race. But the question I'm asking is which teams have got it right and which teams have got it horribly wrong?
So, 26 laps of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix ahead of us. I'm pretty confident that we can salvage something from this. Opportunities can come to us later, especially with safety cars becoming very likely around here. But for now, we are watching the 5 red lights. It's lights out and away we go. Verstappen gets a very good start. Alonso just tucks in behind. There wasn't really anything he could have done with that. If anything, Alonso didn't get away quite as well as Max Verstappen did. Meanwhile, it looks like Lando Norris behind is trying to make big moves. Down the inside of Hamilton, you're going to have to get up earlier than that if you think you're going to spook Lewis Hamilton out of the way. Meanwhile, we ride on board with Charles Leclerc, who's having a look at Alex Albon, but no way through there. And I think if you look left, there's a Haas forcing their way down the inside. It looks like Kevin Magnussen getting very eager on Leclerc early on, trying to go around the outside, and Magnussen has completed that. Leclerc down a place, and Schumacher having a little look now to see if he can find a way through. No such way through found for him, and Oscar Piastri is amongst it as well. Right, here's our POV. P13, lights out and away we go. A decent getaway. Piastri just not getting off the line at all there. We're trying to cover around the outside, and I think I'm going to try and get Piastri, but I've gone out of road. And on my left is Esteban Ocon in the Alfa Romeo. I'm trying to find a way around the outside again, but Piastri blocking me off there. And I'm having to tuck in behind Ocon, and I'm also having to watch out because Yuki Tsunoda is right there. I'm trying to cover him while overtaking Ocon at the same time, but we managed to pull that off. And Ocon losing another place. It really hasn't been a good season for him. And that's Magnussen and Leclerc getting together then. Schumacher wanting to have a look. And I'm trying to go around the outside of Oscar Piastri, which will become the inside here. And we have made the move for P12. I'm hoping Piastri can hold off Ocon, to be honest, because we don't really want him to lose out, especially when he is running relatively close to the points here. And obviously Oscar still awaiting his first point of this My Team campaign. Now we are tucked up behind Schumacher, but I'm struggling to get past him. That Haas is proving quite difficult to get past. And I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong, to be honest, because we just don't seem to have the momentum to get past him. I know I'm quicker than him, but I just don't seem to be able to get it done. So it's a bit of a tough one here, and I'm stuck for what to do. And when it comes to lap 4, I'm still no closer to passing him. If anything, I'm dropping back a bit, but Piastri clearly quicker than us at this stage. So I'm letting Oscar through, playing the team game here to see if Oscar can get the move done on Schumacher. Ocon's now trying to follow him through, but that's not going to happen. I cover that one off very quickly, and off goes Piastri. So we're going to let him have a couple of laps to have a go at Schumacher, and maybe even try and get up to Magnussen. There's a yellow flag. That is Schumacher, so his car is pulling off. Schumacher out of the race with engine issues, and that moves us up to 11th and 12th. So Piastri 1 place away from the points. Could this be the day that Oscar Piastri gets his first Formula 1 point? Meanwhile, Magnussen and Leclerc are dueling it out for P9. Leclerc trying to go around the outside of Magnussen, and I believe he's got that done, but Magnussen's going to have the DRS into 3. Leclerc's gone wide, and that's put Magnussen straight back on him. So Leclerc going a bit too deep there, and now Magnussen and Leclerc side by side, with Magnussen having that DRS, but Leclerc still round the outside, and look at the way he just sweeps around Magnussen. That is incredible driving there by Charles Leclerc. Meanwhile, I'm still tucked up behind Oscar Piastri, who hasn't really got away from me. And now it's that time of the race where you start thinking about strategy, thinking about how we're going to do this. My plan is to run just a little bit later, hope for a safety car, and hope that jumps us up a few positions. That's my plan anyway. The first of the AI is starting to pit, and we've got Lando Norris coming out right behind us. Am I going to be able to fight him off around the outside here? Yes, I am. I shouldn't really be fighting him off because he is not in my fight. But hey, if I can back him up a bit, playing the team game. Anyway, out comes Fernando Alonso, and he tucks in right behind Lewis Hamilton. So Hamilton's got a little bit of an undercut on him there. Here comes Fernando Alonso now, though he's not done yet. 9 championships between the two drivers. Alonso getting very wobbly on the straight there, but there's nowhere for him to go. And meanwhile, Lando Norris, he's going to have a run straight at me. I'm not going to be able to fight that off at all. Look how quick that McLaren is down the straight.
Oscar is into the pit lane. Oscar
I was hoping to hold him up a few laps more to help Oscar out, but that didn't happen. And now out of the pits comes Sergio Perez, and him and Lando Norris are going to battle, although Perez seems quite comfortable being ahead of him for now. Lap 13, and I'm starting to feel like this gamble just isn't working, especially when Albon, our championship rival for where we're at the moment, and our constructors rival in Alpine is right there, so this just isn't working for us. And look how much quicker the front runners on fresh tyres are. I'm trying to cover signs there. He's going for a move there. That's a bit brave, but he's then come back on the racing line and braked, and that's taken my front wing off, and that's put pay to the gamble I was running. Meanwhile, here comes Alexander Albon, and he's about to get a nice little slipstream, or double slipstream should I say, on both myself and Sainz, and through he goes up into P7. This is looking like a good day for Alpine to score back some points on us, and that's really not what we needed at all. Meanwhile, it's not got any better for me. I've come out in P16, so I've dropped a couple of places in not pitting. So the decision I made to stay out a few more laps, plus losing the front wing, that's just cost me. That has really cost me. Right, what are we watching here? This is me again, pushing too hard to try and gain the time that I lost. And, yeah, I hit the wall. But that's brought the safety car out. So me losing my front wing, pushing too hard, has brought the safety car out here at Baku. So, still opportunities that can come to us, but it's going to make things that bit more difficult. We switch on for the medium tyres, take a new front wing on, and out of the pits we go. And as the race restarts, Kevin Magnussen is getting very feisty behind what I believe is the Ferraris, and Charles Leclerc and Kevin Magnussen, both of them catching Carlos Sainz napping and gaining places. Right, we're right up the back of Dan Ticktum now, right at the back of the field. Ticktum's going to try and dive down the inside, so I'm left with nowhere to go but the outside. And, well, I've taken both of them on the outside while they start racing each other. Ticktum is still there, though, so I'm again trying to keep the outside line. Drugovich, Vettel and Stroll having the scrap of their own there. And I'm trying to keep Ticktum from coming past me. But Gasly is also there. I'm trying to also get past Drugovich, not wanting to lose too much time. I'm going to get squeezed here as we go 3 wide. And somehow I keep the place from Ticktum. And then find a way to go down the inside of Drugovich. Well, that was an insane few corners there, but we have got past them. And our next target now is Lance Stroll in the Aston Martin. And we're going to try and get through him down the inside here. That should be a relatively straightforward path. It is a straightforward path, so we've gained 4 places in 1 lap. Next up is Sebastian Vettel. Are we going to be able to get him on the long straight? That Aston Martin has got some power to it. That much needs to be said. We're going to go down the inside anyway, brake super late, and that is P16 back. Okay, next up we've got Zhou Guanyu and Yuki Tsunoda in the Williams and AlphaTauri respectively. First up is Yuki Tsunoda. Oh! Really pushing him into the wall there, but we somehow managed to get the place and come out without contact or damage. So that's something. Next up is Zhou Guanyu in the Williams. And we are fighting him for P14. This one should be relatively straightforward. It is going to be straightforward. Look how much more speed we've got. Zhou goes quite defensive, but we're going to be able to take the outside. And we're just going to sweep round. And meanwhile, what's making things easier ahead is Ocon and Latifi are now fighting each other for position. Speaking of fighting for position, Carlos Sainz wants that place back from Kevin Magnussen. He's trying to go around the outside to get it. And I believe Carlos has got it. But Magnussen's going to go down the inside and fight him that bit harder. All the while, this is allowing Oscar Piastri, our teammate, even closer. And look how hard Magnussen and Sainz are racing each other in front. Can Oscar find a way through here? Not quite yet, but they're still side by side with each other. Who is going to win out at this stage of the battle? It's going to be Kevin Magnussen in the Haas. Magnussen defending for his life to try and keep those 2 points that he will currently gain if he stays where he is. And meanwhile, I've got Latifi and Ocon racing it out here. Who's going to win out? Oh, Latifi's got a very bad exit, and that's allowed me to get past him. And now, all I've got to do is find a way past Ocon. Latifi's trying to get down the inside of me, but there's no way he's going to make that move stick. Look at the exit Latifi got. That just did not work for him at all. But then as we got down the straight, he managed to try and send one down the inside, but I saw him off. This is close racing at its finest. And now they're going to find a way just to send it down the inside of Ocon. No, Ocon defends. So we're going to get that done around the outside and gain P12 on him. Meanwhile, Magnussen and Sainz, it looks like they're at it again. So we're going to go back and have a look at what they're doing. I'm trying to keep an eye on what Ocon's doing behind me, but here comes Sainz on Magnussen again, round the outside of turn 1. Magnussen trying to defend it. Magnussen will have the DRS now for the next corner if he's ahead at the detection point. And look at Piastri now. Piastri much closer. He's going to try and get a double slipstream here. Oscar down the inside of the pair of them. How is this going to work out for our teammate? He takes the dive down the inside. Sainz sees off Piastri. But who's going to win out of Piastri and Magnussen? As we go around the corner, it's Piastri that wins out. Oscar Piastri now in the top 10. Which means if he stays where he is, he will score his first ever point. Now we're going to try and go around the outside of Magnussen at the castle section of all places. And we managed to do it. What a move.
Okay,
that is an incredible overtake. Round the outside of the castle. Bada bing, bada boom. We are now right behind our teammate, who I have no intention of fighting, but we've locked up and we've gone wide. I've missed my braking spot and gone completely wide here. And now I've got to recover. And Ocon's alongside me. Can I get ahead of him back into this corner? I try to give him room, and Ocon, I think, has stuffed it in the wall. And yep, Ocon is out of the race because he stuffed it in the castle wall. I don't know, Esteban. I feel like you should have backed out of that one, but I also feel like maybe that was an over-ambitious one to try and keep the place. It has been a nightmare of a day for me. And I think frustration there really got the better of me. Here we are. I wasn't even intending to race Oscar, to be honest. I was going to bring it home for the team result. Oscar getting the point. He deserves it more in this race. I go straight on. There I am recovering. And I'm alongside Ocon here. And I feel like, how much space do I feel like I gave him space, but I also feel like he should have backed out of that one. I don't know. I don't know. But at this point, I'm P13. I've had a miserable race. I couldn't care less. But I am extremely happy for our teammate, Oscar Piastri, who gets P10 and secures his first ever point of this career mode. For us, though, it's a miserable day. P13, one to forget.
It's never an easy race here in Azerbaijan. There's drama around every corner, but they've come through to take a brilliant victory here today. Anthony, tell me, what was it that helped them achieve this success?
Well, this was a real team victory. They put together a solid strategy today that appeared well suited to the conditions out on track. The driver did everything that was expected of them in the moment to really execute the team's plan to perfection. A shining example of how F1 really is a team sport.
Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sport that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win. So let's have a quick
But
look at
anyway,
how
at the
drivers
front end of the
stand
pack,
to
it's
change.
Max
It's a great
Verstappen
result for
that
Fernando
wins
Alonso,
the
who moves
Azerbaijan
further ahead
Grand
at the top of
Prix
the table.
and
Let's
puts
focus on
himself
driver of the day,
into
Anthony Davidson.
title
Who do you
contention
pick?
for
I
that
have
one.
to give it to Joker.
Lewis
They
Hamilton
did a great
takes
job of getting the
second,
most out of their tyres
Fernando
without losing
Alonso
pace.
grabbing a
Something that's a very
podium
handy
in
skill to
third
have in
place,
modern-day Formula
ensuring
One.
that
Let's
he
move on
takes
to the
some points
constructors.
over his
The league at
main
the top comes
rivals,
down after a
the
strong
Ferrari
weekend for the
drivers,
challenging pack.
and Russell and
Meanwhile,
Perez
Alpine
rounding
move
out
up
the
the
top
table with
five.
another strong
Albon,
performance.
our main rivals in the championship, scoring 6 points to our none. We're still ahead, but we're only 3 points ahead of Albon now. But it's still a good day for the team, with Oscar Piastri securing his first Formula 1 point, and I'm very proud to see him achieve that first point. Hopefully it will be the first of many as the season progresses, as Oscar gets better and better results. The more we upgrade the car and the more we upgrade his performance on the personnel side of things. But there we are, sitting in 8th in the championship. It could have been so much better for us. I feel like we had a P9 on the table if we could have got ahead of Magnussen, but we'll never know now what could have been. It was just a day full of mistakes and one to forget. And yeah, that's all I can say really. Alpine do manage then this weekend to overtake us in the Constructors' Championship, so one to forget really for us, but we'll bounce back from this. Next up is Canada. I'm confident we'll get a good result there. Thank you for watching. Keep the likes coming in. Subscribe if you want to see more from me. TTFN guys, ta-ta for now.